run the translation, and then we're ready to start. Great, translation is active. So, yeah. Very well. We are ready to start. So, 10 seconds. Let's check. All right, dear friends, dear colleagues, I'm very happy to welcome you to our regular platform demo. It's a kind of event where we tell you about our platform, NextGIS platform, and discuss any questions you have about our products, our software, our data store, whatever you want, you can ask us today. So if you are new to NextGIS, I will shortly cover basic information about what we do. So we develop a set of software and services covering all basic JS workflows. And for us, the most organic way to tell about ourselves is to say that we are developers of ready-to-go solution for maps and geospatial data. Our platform includes a lot of components covering processes related to storing geospatial data in the web, collecting geospatial data in the field, processing data on desktop application, etc., etc. So we try to build solution covering all basic geospatial data workflows for organization, some government, some personal needs, scientific team, etc. And our platform consists of several components. Main of them, which will be covered in today's demo, are the following. So we have server-side WebGIS named NextGIS Web. It is dedicated to store and publish geospatial data in the web. We use QGIS as a primary desktop applications for our platform. And also we have a lot of additional applications and services, in particular Collector, NextGIS Collector. It's a mobile application dedicated to field geospatial data collecting, and Form Builder, desktop application dedicated to design forms for mobile application. The main idea behind our platform is that all these components, they are united in some ecosystem. So all data you work with in desktop or mobile contexts, you can natively, without any mediums, integrate this data, synchronize the data with your server storage, NextGIS Web, and all the data you have on server side in NextGIS Web, you can immediately deliver to desktop application QGIS and to mobile applications. We also have geospatial data store, data.nextgis.com. We will take a look at it today shortly. We have online toolset, toolbox.nextgis.com, which we also will touch today. And it's important to know that today our demo will be focused on our cloud solution, subscription NextGIS Premium. It allows you to start work from scratch in 10 minutes. And all server infrastructure in that case will be hosted on our resources, and you will just use it as you use all websites on the internet. But if you need to, you always can deploy everything we will discuss today on your own infrastructure, on your own servers. So everything is also available in on-premise edition. But demonstration today would be around cloud subscription. Before we start, I want to invite you to our social media and our communities. We have several places to meet each other, to meet our users, to discuss everything. We have chat in Telegram, NextGIS Talks. We have NextGIS community chat in Discord. And we have freshly baked forum, community.nextgis.com, where you can find a lot of topics covering all our components and ask any questions or come up with some ideas or come up with some feedback you have. We will be happy to meet you here and to discuss anything you want. Also, we, of course, available with emails. Feel free to write to us, to ask questions, to reach out to us for help, etc. So we are very, we like to communicate very much, and we always wait for your messages and ideas and even problems if you have some. Very well. So our demo today will consist in 3 parts. So first part is getting started with the NextGIS platform. We will take a look at registration process, subscription process, and how to access to software. Then we will show some demonstration scenario, which covers all key components of the platform on the real example with the real data. For it to be more realistic. And then we'll have discussion and questions and answers session related to our products and services. So if you have any questions, any problems, any ideas, today is a good moment to ask these questions and to discuss your ideas. And yes, every month we plan to repeat this demo event every month. So you have possibility to ask any questions you have directly to developers in like write speech mode every month, and maybe sometimes more frequent because we have some different events too. So I think it's a good possibility to clarify something and to answer some questions. Okay, if you have some questions during the demonstration, feel free to write them here in Zoom chat. Also, you can use YouTube chat if you watch the live translation. I see all these questions and I will answer them. And on the third part and discussion part, you'll be able to tell anything you want here in Zoom with your voice. We'll be happy to hear you. Okay, so we're ready to start. Let's start with first part, getting started with NextGIS platform. So I'm switching to another screen, and you can see our website, nextgis.com. This site is entry point for you to all our cloud services. Of course, you can find here all basic information about us. You can find all prices. They are very transparent. We don't have any hidden prices for our cloud solution or on-premise solution. Everything is here. You can find information about our products and services, about our communities, projects we have done, and all the information about our organization. But what we are interested in now is this button in the top right corner, log in. So if you press it, we'll go to our special service dedicated to users management. It's a very important service for any cloud subscription. Here you can create a free account. So let's do it together. I press button sign up, select my email address. It's very important to check and double check this email address because everything will be connected through this email address. And let me invent some password. Push the agree button and create account. So our account has been created immediately. We are now in our profile interface where we can see several menu items. We will explore them. Profile menu item is a basic one. Here you can manage your metadata and export or remove your personal data. I can't proceed to any other menu because my email is not confirmed, and it's very dangerous to pay something or create WebGIS if your email address is not approved, confirmed. So I should check my email, and yes, this letter of confirmation. I should confirm my account, and now I have confirmed account, and I can go through any other menu items. So let's explore them. First item is subscription. Here you can manage your subscription. Today we will work under the premium subscription. You can see the price, you can see the capabilities of this subscription. The process of subscribing is very intuitive and automated. You just enter the data and proceed to payment. By default, your subscription plan is free. It's also has some capabilities. You can create WebGIS. You can start working with NextGIS platform. So you can try many things with free plan. So please feel free to try it. But we will today touch many premium functions available only on premium subscription. Next item is WebGIS. Here you can create and manage your server WebGIS, NextGIS Web. I shown it in translation as a core component of our platform. So how to create WebGIS? You should select the name under the domain nextgis.com, and you should select data center. The main principle of selecting data center is where your users are located, for them to provide most fast and efficient access to WebGIS. Under the premium subscription, you'll be able to change this domain to your own domain. So, for example, WebGIS could have address like js.myorganization.com. I won't push this button, create WebGIS now, because this process will take 10, 20, 30 minutes. And I will switch to another account with WebGIS already created. On the software menu item, you can find direct links to download online installators, distributions of all software you need to work with our platform. So QGIS, NextGIS Form Builder, and NextGIS Mobile and NextGIS Collector mobile apps. On premium subscription, you'll have also links to offline installers for all these software packages. And last menu item is team. Here you can manage your team. Team is available on premium subscription. So let's switch to another account with premium subscription activated, and let's take a look how it works. I will log in different account. Yes, it's empty, so it's freshly baked also. And what can I see here on subscription and subscription menu? I can see that my plan here is premium. I can now manage it, renew, cancel, change plan, etc. On the WebGIS menu, I can see that some WebGIS has been already created, so it has its address, demoevent.nextgis.com. I can open it and check if it works. For sure it works. Yes, this is how NextGIS Web administrative interface looks like. Here you can also find here some links to videos, documentation, etc. On the software tab, offline installers now available. And in the team menu, you can manage your team. You can, by default, add up to 5 people to your team. All members of your team, they will have full access to NextGIS platform capabilities. So, like buying premium subscription, you buy five sets of functionality, let's say so. And this number is extensible. So, if you want to work with like 100 or 500, 1,000 people, it's possible. You just need to upgrade your subscription in terms of number of people in your team. We will use this menu today, and we will manage some team for sure. So getting started with NextGIS platform is really simple. So we have registered here, we subscribed to premium, we created WebGIS, and we got it. We have downloaded all the software packages, and we manage the team. After doing these things, we are ready to start exploiting our platform. Let's take a look at software. So QGIS, after installing it, you will have this icon on your desktop. And after installing Form Builder application, you will have this kind of icon on your desktop. Both applications are installed very easily, like next, okay. Very simple and typical workflow of installing Windows applications. You can also use QGIS on Linux and Macintosh operation systems. And our mobile applications are available on Android operation systems only for now. Okay, that's it with getting started. So we have registered, we have subscribed, created WebGIS, and accessed the software. Next part of demo is a demonstration scenario covering all key components of the platform. And to make this scenario more or less like adequate, real life adequate, we will imagine some situation like we are urban development department in some city, in our case, Zagreb city in Croatia. We have a team of 5, so there is a head of department storyteller, several his colleagues, Aisha, Elena, Mike. They all do different stuff. So Aisha is a cartographer, Elena is a GIS analyst, and Mike coordinate volunteers. We also have one external specialist who maintains registers of object in our friendly department. And what we want to do is to organize our work in department, to provide organized accumulation of geospatial data, to provide collaborative working with maps and geospatial data, to publish maps internally and externally for citizens of our city, and to enable some processes connected with field data collecting, as to be able to integrate field data to our global geospatial data infrastructure. As you can see, all these processes, they're quite typical ones. So you can do anything. You can work in oil and gas, or in cadastral, or biology, nature conservation, whatever. And your geospatial data workflows will include these points. Yeah, so how to organize and accumulate data, how to work with this data collaboratively, how to publish maps, and how to collect the data. Okay, this scenario will consist in several steps. Each step has its own slide, like this one. So we have some problem we want to answer, and we have some answer. So first step, head of department says, I manage a citywide geodatabase with a focus on street and road network data, as well as public transportation. Where should I start with maintaining such a database? Of course, in real life, maintaining databases, mining geospatial data is a complex process involving very different things like buying commercial data, mining public domain data, ordering data from government, etc. But we try to provide some basic data globally. We have our geospatial data store, data.nextgis.com. It allows you to obtain primary information about urban environment, about terrain in general, so to obtain some satellite imagery data, etc. So let's take a look at our geospatial data store. It lives under the data.nextgis.com address, and there is a landing page. We have 6 datasets here. We have 2 base maps. So one of them is based on OpenStreetMap data. Second is based on Overture Map Foundation data. We have elevation data, artificial intelligence data about buildings and roads, mined from satellite imagery of detailed resolution, and we have satellites mosaics based on Sentinel-2 data. What's the point of our service in general? So you can find any city, region, country. You can draw on the map any location around the globe, or you can browse the catalog. Let me find Zagreb city. Zagreb. Yes, here it is, Zagreb, Croatia. I can see its spatial extent. And here I have these 6 data sets. For each dataset, you can choose data format you want to use and GIS platform you want to use with this data. So you can, get ready-to-go styled, structured projects for QGIS, for ArcGIS, for MapInfo, Google Earth, even for PostGIS, and several additional formats. This menu is available for each of these datasets. So our service takes public domain data, makes some pipelines over this data, improves it, fix geometries, clean the data, pack it to some needed format, and style it for some particular GIS system. So I have ordered all the 6 datasets for Zagreb city yesterday, and we can take a look at it. Yes, so after placing the order, you got an email with zip archive containing the data you ordered. This is how this archive looks like. So I just downloaded them from my email. Let me unzip all these zip files and take a look at some of them. So, for example, I will open datasets received from this base map data. What I have here is a QGIS project because I ordered QGIS, and in data folder I have all the layers in geopackages because I ordered geopackage. Let us try to open this project in QGIS. So I'm simply open it, and I got fully styled, structured project ready to work. As for my territory, all this data are vector data, so everything is an object. I can request some information about any object with some attributes, addresses, names, etc. I can edit this data for sure, so this data belongs to me now, yes, and I can make changes. I can add additional layers, or I can delete layers I don't need. I can change styles, etc., etc., etc. So this data is a good start to work with your territory of interest, like not from scratch, but with such rich project. And I have opened this data in QGIS. Maybe you are familiar with QGIS. It's the most popular open source GIS, desktop GIS in the world, with tens of millions of users across the globe. It's quite powerful. We love it. We are contributors of QGIS for more than 10 years, and we are the biggest plugin developers of QGIS, having more than 30 in our portfolio. Here you can find very powerful mechanisms to style the data, very rich capabilities. You can find a lot of processing tools, thousands of them, hundreds, thousands of them, etc. So we love it, and we use it as a primary desktop tool to operate inside our platform. Okay, let's take a look at several different data sets. We have just ordered. Let me open, for example, satellite data. So here it is. It's cloudless, seamless mosaic of Sentinel-2 data. So you can choose very big region, and our system will build some cloudless, seamless, and color balanced image covering all this territory. That's why you could be interested in buying Sentinel-2 data by us. I will leave this data like in my project. I'll put it in some on the bottom. And let's also open some digital elevation model data. Again, I have project, but now I need digital elevation model itself. I will add it to my GIS. Yes, here it is. I can request elevation value in each pixel of this digital elevation model. I can style it in a very simple way here, and I can work with it. I will also leave it in my project, but put it in the bottom of the layer tree. Okay, what else can we take a look at? For example, this artificial intelligence buildings layer. It's quite interesting. We can compare it to base map layer. For example, somewhere in the mountains, we can find maybe some areas where there are no base map buildings mapped, but there are artificial intelligence mapped buildings. Yes, because not many people live here, obviously, and no data about these buildings in OpenStreetMap database, but computer was able to locate these buildings based on satellite imagery. So this data set could be useful for inventorization, for example, or understanding how complete your own database is. Now I will remove this layer. So what we got from data.nextgis.com, we got 6 data sets, 6 GIS projects ready to go, styled and structured, which cover all basic concepts of terrain. Yes, so we have base map, we have digital elevation model, we have satellite mosaic. Usually it's enough to start some process of building your own geospatial data database. Great. We won't stop here for long. If you are interested in some of our products on our store and you have questions, feel free to ask. We will happy to discuss. Okay. Next step, the following. Our head says that the entire team, all his colleagues in the department, should be able to edit this database. So he needs to make it accessible to everyone. What we have now is some files, geo packages, laying on our local computer, yes, and to make them accessible to my colleagues, I can do it in a proper way using files. Yes, of course, I can invent something, I can send them via email, I can share them on some network space, etc. But file-based databases are not suitable for collaborative work. And we need something to ensure that we can access this data, edit this data, take a look at this data, like in some shared environment. For these purposes, our WebGIS NextGIS Web was designed. So let's return back to our profile and open again this address, this created address of created WebGIS. This is how administrative interface looks like. And I can see that I am logged in as administrator because I opened this address from profile. So I was logged in automatically. What I can see here, I can see, actually, I see the tree of my objects stored in WebGIS. For now, only one object is available. It's main web map object with type web map. We call these objects resources. Yes, so everything in WebGIS is a resource. And you can think about this interface as about, for example, file and folder tree in your operation system. Yes, you have folder, you have files inside these folders, you have another folders inside the folders, etc. And we have the same thing here. Main button you can see here now is this big blue button, create resource, which after pressing which we can see our capabilities, what can we create inside our WebJS. And here you can find a lot of interesting resources. You can see some obvious one, for example, vector layer or raster layer, you can create them. You can see web map. You can create as many web maps as you want. But also you can see some more specific resources like PostGIS databases connections, WFS service publishing, WMS service publishing or connection. You can find trackers to manage GPS tracks. You can find collector projects to manage field data collecting processes, etc. Today we'll take a look at several of these resources, but by exploring each of them, you can build some more or less complete picture of what NextGIS Web gives you. So if I want to publish my map, this map, yes, I have in QGIS, opening QGIS. First thought I have is to create some vector layers, create some raster layers, and create web map uniting these layers, etc. Let's try to create something. So I push create vector layer button. In this resource creation interface, I can select the mode. Now load features from file mode is active. I can also create empty layer right here in WebJS. I'm good with load features from file. And I will select some geo package, for example, POI point, and upload it here. I can name it POI Zagreb, for example. I can set up something. In this particular case, I can enable future versioning to collect all the history of changes with my data, who, when, and which particular features, who and when edited each particular feature. I can also set description and metadata records for any resource, for any map, layer, etc. I won't do it now. So I just want to create new vector layer from this file. I push create button, wait a little bit, and immediately went to this new created resource. I can see that now I am inside vector layer. I can see its metadata, geometry type, how many features here. I can see attribute structure of this layer. It has its own ID. So 1706 is a unique identifier of this vector layer. And if I will return back to my root of my WebJS, I can see that this vector layer appeared here, right near the main web map, like in the root. So I got second resource in my resource tree. I return back to this vector layer. What can I do now with it? So immediately after uploading this data inside NextGIS Web, it has been published automatically as MVT vector tiles. So now I can connect this data, these points, to any external application with vector tiles protocol. So, and I haven't done anything to do it. It was done automatically. I can preview this data on the map. It has no style yet, but I can preview it like as a generic points just to be sure that my data was uploaded in correct way. I can look at my objects in table view. Like I can open each particular object, yes, and see its attributes, description, and attachments, if any. Now they're empty. I can export any data I have here. I have very rich interface for exporting the data. I can select format, coordinate reference system, particular fields I need. I can limit by extent, set up some filter, etc. And I can see that there is a message that layer was created, but I need a style or several styles to use this layer on web maps because vector layer itself doesn't contain any information about how you can visualize it on your web maps. So here you have the same button, create resource. If I will push it, I'll see new capabilities. Inside vector layer, I can create another sub-resources, yes, and they are QGIS vector style, map server style, and form. For us, the primary way to style our data in NextGIS Web is to use QGIS vector styles. We have near complete compatibility with QGIS style mechanisms because we use QGIS, some modification of QGIS as a map renderer under the NextGIS Web. So I can push this button, QGIS vector style, and I can download QML file right here, and it will be applied. I can save QML file from QGIS. Like in properties, style, save as, save style. Beside that, I can change the mode of creating style. I can create some simple style right here in the WebGIS interface. There are much less possibilities than comparing to QGIS, but for some fast visualization, you can use it. Also, you can create default style, or you can copy style from existing resource. Now I will create default style. And this style resource was created. If I'll return back to vector layer, I can see now in its tree that it has some sub-resource named default style. If I open default style, yes, I can preview it with some default circles, like colored and with random color. What's important here is that after creating any style, you have your data immediately published with tile map service protocol, so you can connect this data now as raster tiles to any third-party application. So if I may repeat, yes, it's very fast for me was to publish my data in two ways, like vector tiles and like raster tiles. All I have to do, all I had to do to achieve that is to upload my data and create some style. So publishing the data through NextGIS Web by raster and vector tiles protocols is super easy and very automated. Okay, we have downloaded one layer, but we have plenty of them. And you can ask, should I really push this button, create resource like hundreds of times and then upload styles, etc.? Unfortunately, no, you haven't, because we have special integration model which makes this process very, very easy. Let's find out. It's called NextGIS Connect, and it's available in default standard QGIS plugins repository. Here it is, NextGIS Connect. I have it installed already. And after installing, you can find it under the plugins menu or in this toolbox with our logo. Only one button with our logo on it. So let's press it. And here we can see the NextGIS Connect panel. It can unite your WebGIS context with your desktop QGIS context in some single context. Let's try to explore it. So first thing I have to do is to enable some connection to my NextGIS Web instance. I go to settings, then push create new connection, and simply write here my address of my WebGIS. Demo event.nextgis.com. I took it right from here. Then I should select how should I authenticate, and I can authenticate as guest, or I can create new authentication record. I will call it WebGIS, and I will use my email address here and my password. Save. There's connection. This connection successful. Very good. Okay. And what can I see here now? I can see my resource tree of my WebGIS. Yes, main web map and POI Zagreb right from here. So I can access everything in my WebGIS right from QGIS. What can I do now? I can manage all resources inside my WebGIS from here. You can see I can edit metadata, open it, create some derivatives like services, etc. But the most important button here is this one, upload all. So I can upload the whole project I have here to WebGIS. I won't do it in such a way. My project is too big and it will take several minutes to upload it. So I will make it a little bit more lightweight. First thing I want to do is to add several base maps to add some context to my project. I will add a positron and open topo map here. And I will delete. How have I added my base maps? I used Quick Map Services plugin. It's our plugin also, the most popular QGIS plugin worldwide. You can use it to search for base maps and not only base maps, and to add them and use them inside your QGIS projects. Okay, I will delete everything I don't need. So I will delete all these layers. I will leave administrative boundaries, transport, full directory, and land area, and digital elevation model and satellite. So my project is now looking like that. And I want to publish it in this condition to web. Let's try to do it. So I push the button, upload all, and call importing project like Zagreb. Okay, so project is being imported now. You can follow the process by this status bar. You can see that all layers one by one are being imported to NextGIS Web. It's important to know that actual data, actual features with all attributes, with all geometries, and also with all styles are being imported. So we'll get not like published pictures of our map, but we will get actual database with all the object, all the styles in the web. So let's wait for another 15 seconds and then explore what we got. Everything would be transferred. So vector layers, raster layers, TMS connections, base maps, etc. And this process is done. And I can see that the web map was opened automatically. So I'm now on some website with this address. And I can see that it looks exactly the same as my QGIS project. So I can see the layer tree, I can see the features, I can push and select some features, I can get their attributes, yes. So everything was published. Let's return back to our WebGIS administrative interface and take a look at what we have here. So Zagreb folder was created, and all we had in our QGIS project is here. So raster layers, vector layers, base maps. This is web map. Folder was created to keep the structure of our data, etc. So we can access any layer here and explore it in the same way we did before. So I can take a look at, for example, highways layer. I can export it. I can use its vector tiles URL to manage it in some external application, etc. Let's explore some map essentials, what we have on standard built-in web map. Firstly, let me answer this question from Mukhtar. Is NextGIS an open source as well? So the solid part of our platform is open source. You can find it in GitHub. And NextGIS Web is open sourced also, not like all modules, etc., but the core is open sourced. Yes, you can find it in GitHub and try to use it. But yes, of course, we recommend to use supported version by us in the cloud or on premise. but you can also, of course, explore some open source published code. Let's return back to the web map. What can I see here? So I have layer tree with all the legends, and if you have some categorical styling, you can manage your categories separately, like the same as in QGIS. Yes, everything works the same. You can open feature table for each layer. You can find some object, you can select object and find it on the map. You can filter objects by some special filter. For example, I can select bus layer and draw some circle and take and get some bus stops in this radius interactively, and I can export them now or in a quick way to format I need, or I can explore attributes of some particular object. I also have a possibility to manage legends, manage my layer tree. Everything is like quite predictable. What's interesting about identification and features? Let me show you on some example. For example, I'll select this bus stop, and I can see its attributes and geometry, and I can edit it, and I can put some description to any object I have. For example, bus stop in Zagreb. I can make it like key heading, bold style. I can use links here. I can paste images here. I can paste tables here. Let me paste some table. So I can add some rich descriptions to all feature I have. And these descriptions, they would be rendered here near the attributes and geometry. More than that, I can add any attachments I want to any features I have. You can add any files. I have several examples. Yes, documents, photos, video records, audio records, whatever. I have added 3 attachments, 2 images and 1 PDF file. So after adding them, I can see them here in the same identification block. So you can describe your features in a real rich way, not only attributes, but also some rich text descriptions and file attachments. For photos and panoramas, you have built-in interface to view them. So I can open the photo, and if this photo is a panorama, this panorama could be viewed like in an interactive way right in the web map. So you can publish photos, panoramas, and your users would have a possibility to look at them right at the web map. If I will press the PDF file I have attached, it will just be opened in standard browser interface. Okay, what else do I have in this standard map interface? I have, of course, length and area measurements. I have search. Search is very important. So I can write anything and I can find into contexts, I can search objects into contexts. First context is all enabled vector layers in my map. Yeah, so I can now can see all objects containing this dubets substring, but also global search with some geocoding mechanisms is used. Let's take a look at how we can configure both these searches. So first thing about configuring search inside layers, I can go to any vector layer I have. I can go to update mode, and for each field of this vector layer, I can disable text search option to exclude this particular field from text search. So I can disable text search from all fields I don't need to make search faster. Second thing I can do is to mark one of these attributes as a label attribute. So instead of these ID numbers, I will see this content of this field, for example, name. We can try it. Okay. Yeah, it's what about configuring this search? And what about configuring global search? You can find configuration for it in control panel in web map menu item. Here you can manage this address search. You can disable it if you don't need. You can limit the search by web map initial extent. For example, if this option was active when I opened the map, my search was active only for extent of Zagreb, and I wouldn't have this Slovakia and Czechia objects. And also you can set up provider. By default, Nominatim is used. You can select another one, and you can limit search results to a list of some countries. So this item is quite configurable. Next panel is share panel, and here you can get your map link. So this map link contains the coordinates of the map, the active layers, etc. So if you will copy this link, the recipient of this link will open exactly the same view of the map. And here, yes. Also, you have embed code for your site. So you can embed this map to your own site. You have iframe code here. And you can select which tools you want to use at this embed map, like which map tools and which panels should be available in this embed map. And the last menu here is print. I can set up some paper format. I can embed a legend, and I can move everything as I want. Yes, so there are several other items are available. They also could be moved, and you can build some layout you need and then print it or save as image or PDF file. Okay, to finish with web maps, I want to go to its settings. So I want to open this resource, Zagreb Web Map, go to update mode, and let's explore what we have here. We can manage all layers here. We can delete them, add other layers, configure any particular layer, how should it behave on the map, should it be enabled, should it be identifiable, should it appear only on some number of scales, etc. Well, I can manage base maps here, and I have settings. So I can set initial extent, constraining extent, and what's important for us now, I can enable annotations, I can enable layers editing, and I also can select coordinate reference systems for measurements. You can add any custom coordinate reference system you want to use and use it here as a measurement system. For now, I will save and return back to my map. So I have enabled annotations and editing. Let's explore these two blocks of functionality. So annotations, we have special panel here for them. I can create annotations with point, line, and polygon geometries. Annotations is like, take attention here, for example. Annotations are some special way to communicate via map. You don't have to create some special geospatial data layers to leave such messages. You have some separate layer, annotations layer, and you can leave messages for your coworkers or for your maps users. And we have also enabled data editing. So now any layer have possibility to be edited. I can enable editing mode, and in this mode I can move objects, I can delete objects, and I can create new objects. So this editing is available for both point and line and polygon layers. So you can use WebMap as a simple tool to edit your data. I will discard changes. What else? I didn't show you that digital elevation model was uploaded also with its style. So raster styles are also preserved. And my satellite map is also available here. And more than that, I can I had two base maps here, Positron and OpenTopMap, and they are both available here. I can choose which base map I want to use now. Okay, great. That's it about our web map. We published a map, set it up, and explored its functionality and attachments, and even tried to edit data and create annotations. Let's go ahead. Next step is about managing team and permissions. Elena says that she also have to access and edit data at this web map. We have to add people to our team, set up permissions for them, and edit data from our teammates' accounts. So I'm going back to my profile. I go to team menu item, and here I can add my colleagues. I will add 4 of them. Demo Elena, Demo Aisha, Demo Stefan, and Demo Mike. These users I am adding, they are just free accounts created on mynextgis.com. So if you want to add some team member to your team, you should ask them to create free account, and then add them to your team. And after that, their accounts would be promoted to premium status, also as you. Okay, I have added them. Now I want to try open incognito window and go to my WebJS and sign in like Demo Elena. Yes, it was successful. I was able to log in as Elena. She has no rights now. She can't edit anything. But after she tried to log in, she appeared in my administration control panel in users. So here I can see her, Elena Dima. So now she could be a subject of permissions, and I can set up permissions for her. I now will also sign in as Demo Aisha. And sign in as Dima Stefan. I want all my colleagues to be available in my control panel. To achieve that, I should perform some initial login for all of them. Okay, it's done. I update this menu and I can see that 4 my team members appeared here. I can now create a new group to unite them in one group. I will call this group department. And I will add Aisha, Elena, Mike, and Stefan to this group. Now I have users, I have group containing all these users, and now I can set up permissions. Permissions are very flexible in NextGIS Web. You can set up permissions, some unique permissions to any particular resource, to any layer, to any map, to any service you published. I will set up permissions for this Zagreb folder. So I go to updating mode. Any resource have this permission tab, any resource. And here you can set up permissions by setting up a set of rules. So any rule consists in 4 parts. So first thing I should set up is what I want to do, to allow something or to deny something. I want to allow. Then to whom, you can select any single user, you can select any group, you can select meta user, like everyone or owner or guest. I will select department. Then I can select to which resources I want to apply this rule. I select to this folder and everything inside this folder, and then which particular permission I want to allow. You can see that you can make it in very, very detailed way. Yes, you can allow or deny something very special. But now I will allow all permissions. I want to my colleagues will be able to do anything they want inside this Zagreb folder. So let me push the save button, go back to this interface. Now I am like authorized as a Mikhail, and he now can go to Zagreb folder and he can manage all the data here. He can create new resources, he can delete resources, update them, etc. He can open the web map, and as long as he have permissions to edit the data inside Zagreb folder, he can enable editing mode and do whatever he wants. So edit these bus stops, etc. So the process is quite simple. Yes, we add people to teams and we set up permissions for them, and then they're able to create new data, upload layers, create web maps, edit data on the maps if we allow them to. Okay. Next step is about editing data directly from QGIS. Yes, you can edit the data on the web maps, but this interface is quite simple. As you so you can you may want to edit the data in your regular interface in QGIS with hundreds of special tools to edit the data. And yes, it's possible. We have special mechanisms of direct editing data in NextGIS Web directly from QGIS. Let me show it to you. So I will close this project. I have some empty QGIS. What can I do? I can grab any particular layer from NextGIS Web to connect it to QGIS, or I can even grab the whole map. Let's try to do it. I select the Zagreb web map and push the button Add to QGIS. And what happens now? What's happening now is that all the layers from NextGIS Web, they are now being downloaded inside my desktop environment. And I can see this not typical for QGIS icon. It's synchronization status or status of every layer I have here. So I can see that, for example, highways layer now is syncing. Several layers are synchronized already. And after this synchronization is done, I have some special direct bridge between data local and data in the web. Let's try. Let me show you how this bridge works. So I can select now any layer I have, activate editing mode, and create some object here. For example, using this digitize shape button, I can create some circle road near the Zagreb city. Here it is. I will fill some attributes to apply some style, and here I can see this circle road, new object. I press save button and go back to my map, and I can see that this new circle object appeared immediately on my web map. So all changes I applied here to objects, synchronized objects in QGIS, all these changes are immediately appearing here on the web map, here in the NextGIS Web storage. So for now, the process of editing the data on web maps are very simple. I just work in QGIS as usual, and all I do mirrors immediately here in the web environment. I can do it in multi-user way. So if I have 10 colleagues, we can work together from 10 different QGIS instances. And in parallel, people could edit this data on the web map. So, and all these edits, they would be integrated immediately to the storage. Very well. Next step is simple one, just to highlight some publishing capabilities of NextGIS Web Platform. So Aisha asks about if she could edit this data in external software and services. How can she publish the data in the way other than a web map? We have already touched this topic a little bit. So any vector layer published in NextGIS Web, it has vector tiles and raster tiles links immediately. So you don't have to do anything to publish this data specially. You can just select the layer you need and they get this ready to use link. But we have some additional capabilities here. If you go to Create Resource menu, you'll see that you have OGC API feature service, WMS service, and WFS service capabilities. So you can publish your data with these three protocols. Let me try to publish something via WMS. So I can say that I want to publish satellite layer, and I want to publish administrative boundaries layer as a WMS service. Yes, the service would be called Zagreb WMS. I created, service is created, I can see its endpoint. So I can use this endpoint, this link, this URL to connect this data to any third-party GIS, mobile application, or whatever with WMS protocol. Let me try to show you. I close the project, go to add layer, add WMS layer in QGIS, create new layer, Zagreb, select authentication if I need, and connect to it. I can see that two layers are available, so I can add satellite layer, I can add boundaries layer, legend is available here, and here they are, published via WMS service. So actually, you can publish any layer you have in at least 6 ways: as raster tiles, vector tiles, WMS service, WFS service, OGC API features service, and also with web map and via program interface. We also have rich application programming interface, so we can request features and data via HTTP requests. Well, not many steps left. So next one is about connecting some external person without giving him access to WebGIS. We have Stefan, who manages a registry of postal offices, and the data he collects is needed in a shared system in our WebGIS. But he doesn't want to work with all these information systems, layers. He maintains his registries in Excel, and once a month he sends us this Excel file, and we spend a lot of effort to bring such data into a GIS database. So the question is there a way to reduce labor and make it easier to import data from non-GIS people? Actually, there are a lot of ways to solve this task. For me now, this problem is a reason to show you our one additional service named NextGIS Toolbox. We have some special web service here, toolbox.nextgis.com. Actually, it is a set of collection of tools for online geodata processing. The tools here are very different. Some of them are, for example, converters. Some of them like calibrators for remote sensing data. Some of them publish something to WebGIS, etc. Most of these tools are free to use, so you can create free account and run almost all of them. Only few have this premium status. And you have search and you have categories. Let me select the WebGIS category and find tool named Update the WebGIS layer from a CSV. So this tool helps to manage WebGIS layers from digital tables. Any instrument and toolbox looks like this. So it's like form you have to fill inside your browser. And this form says that give me WebGIS address, your login password, vector layer resource ID, and give me your CSV file, and I will take the objects from the CSV file and put them to this vector layer hosted in the NextGIS Web. What Stefan has is this table, like Excel table, with post offices in Zagreb. They have coordinates, they have names, and we need this data on our web map. What should we do? First thing, we don't have a container. We don't have a layer to keep our post offices. So we want to create this container inside our web.js. So I can create new resource, create new vector layer. And instead of loading this vector layer from file, I can create empty layer. I will create point vector layer, and it has been created. Now I can go to editing mode, and I can set up attribute structure of this new layer. So I will create 4 new layers, new fields, and I will take their data from this table. So we have num integer, we have name string, we have longitude, obviously real, and we have latitude, also real. I also want to call my layer like post offices. And that's it. I don't need to set up anything else. So I saved it. Now it has its own attribute structure. Now there is no objects here. It's empty, but I can now use it as a container for my layer, for my features. I go to toolbox, back to toolbox, and let me fill the form. So my web.js, my email, my password, vector layer resource ID. I should select this number. It's a unique identifier of my resource, of my vector layer. Delimiter is comma. I can select mode here, add objects or replace objects. I select add mode, and I upload my CSV file here. Everything is ready. I push run button, and I can track the process in my tasks menu here in toolbox. Now it's active process. It will finish soon. The great thing about this interface is that I can rerun any tool. I will show it a little bit later. It's done. I go back to my layer, and I can see that it has now 30 points. So I can create some default layer and preview. This is a map of my Zagreb post offices. Now I can use this layer. For example, I can add it to my Zagreb web map. Let me show you. I go to edit mode of my web map, select this post offices style, layer and its style, push it in proper place, save the map, and now I have post offices layer on my map. I can explore it. These purple circles are post offices. So now, once a month, Stefan can open his toolbox, push this rerun button. Everything is pre-filled. So only thing he have to do is to replace his CSV file with new one. Yes, so he select new file and he push run button. So all the updating process now will take like 20 seconds instead of tens of minutes it took like if we make it in manual way. So toolbox for us is a way to deliver such convenient tools to manage data inside our platform. We can more or less easily add new instruments, new tools here. So if you have some workflow, you think such tool could be convenient, you can ask us to make it. The first tool here is let us know and we will add it. Can't find it if you can't find the tool you need. Very well. So we took a look at NextGIS Toolbox and solved this workflow. The last thing we want to cover today is connected with field data collecting. So we have Mike, who leads a group of volunteers with whom he collects the data on problems on the city streets and road network. So for them, it would be great to have a convenient tool for field work without having to understand GIS, because field workers, they often are not proficient in GIS. Yes. So for administrator of this infrastructure, the question is, how do we connect a large number of people to collect data directly into our database, but with conditions that these people are not professionals, so they are not GIS proficient people, and more than that, they should not be given access to our system. Yes, so we don't want to give them permissions to edit the data or something like that. For such cases, we designed NextGIS Collector, a special set of services covering such scenarios. And let me show how it works. Collector starts with making form in NextGIS Form Builder application. So NextGIS Form Builder is a visual builder, drag and drop constructor of forms your field workers will see in their phones. You can use different widgets here, for example, combo boxes with different options to be selected, radio groups, what else interesting, text edits, checkboxes, photos, so they can attach several photos here, etc., etc., etc. You can build very complex form here. To organize complex forms, you have tabs. Yes, you can have as many tabs as you want, and your tabs could contain different parts of your form. So you can organize the complex forms in more convenient way. I'm going to open some ready form. Yes, what I have here, some simple form to collect data about urban problems in my city. Our city, there is a combo box with 4 options like hole in the road, broken sign, etc. There is a checkbox about is it critical problem, is or not. Is some free text like free commentary from field worker. And we have also 2 automatic fields, like first one is to fix current date and time. And second one is to contain NextGIS ID login of person who made the observation. So we know exactly who and when collected this point. Also, we allow our field worker to collect 5 photos as attachment to this object he wants to describe. After form is ready, I can publish this form to NextGIS. I have a button, upload to NextGIS. I connect to the same NextGIS Web instance with the same account. I can see here this interface again, and I can select the folder, and let's say I want to create layer named problems. It should be point. Push send button. Form was successfully uploaded. Let's take a look. I have now a new vector layer named problems inside Zagreb folder. Inside this vector layer, I can find this form resource, sub-resource. Inside this form contains. Okay. A second step, if we want to organize a collector project, is to set up collectors. I should go to control panel, select this collector project setting, and form the pool of collectors that I want to connect to my projects. Here I should create, should connect particular people, for example, Demo Mike, so back at nextgis.com, it will be a Mike. These people I add as collectors, they haven't to be members of your group. So they are separate 5 people, and these people should not be a part of your team. They could be 5 another random people. To prove that, I can create collector with my personal email address. Here I am. So now I can use these 2 people in my collector projects. I return back to WebGIS, push create resource button, and select collector project. I can create many collector projects with different collectors, with different forms, etc. So let me create one. I will call it Zagreb Zagreb Street problems. And let me set up this project. So under the project button, I should specify the user who will be used as like as a writer of the data. So it should be someone with access to the data sets, because our collectors, they don't have access to data sets. Under the item tab, I should form the project itself, which layers we want to collect data in, and which layers we should use as like map background or something like that. So I push add layer button, I select problems layer, and this layer would be editable. Yeah, so I want to collect data inside of it. I also want to add several additional layers, for example, base map and administrative boundaries, just to have some additional information on my map, but this layer shouldn't be editable. So this is my collector project. Now I should select which collectors I want to use inside this project. I will select both. So that's it. I can push create button, and now my collector project is created, and field workers can start work. Let me show you how this field work looks like. So this is my phone. I hope you can see it. For some reason, let me re-enable this mirroring function. So I hold it in my hands, and you should be able to see the content of my phone. Let me fix it. It worked before the presentation. I think I should sign out and sign in again. Yeah, now it works. Sorry for inconvenience. Here is my phone, and I want to launch NextGIS Collector application. I can't do anything without logging in inside this application, because it makes sense only if you have project for yourself set up in NextGIS Web. So I will log in as a demo mic. And yeah, I can see a list of projects I take part in. So I now have only one project, Zagreb Street Problems. But if I would have, say, 10 projects, I will see here a list of 10 projects. Let me select one of them and join it. This is how project looks like. I can see my single layer problems I want to collect data inside. And now all I can do is to go to the object I can see in the field and push this button using GPS. I push it, and coordinates taken automatically. And I can see this form I set up for my field workers 5 minutes ago. So I can select a problem type. I can select this checkbox. I can write a very big problem. I can write some text. I can see date and time. Yes, I can see the name of field worker, and I can take new photo, pick existing photo from gallery of my phone. I will take some photo of my corner of my table and edit. And that's it. I can push send button, and data is collected. Point with coordinates, with field attributes, and with photos has been sent to WebGIS server. Second option is to add points using the map. I can push this using the map button. So I can see the map like I set it up. So I can see my base map, I can see my administrative boundaries, and I can select a new point right on this map. For example, you can see your object you want to collect, but you can't achieve it for some reason. Yes, it's water or something. So we can select this object on the map, push this save button, and fill another form and send it. So for your field workers, the collecting process is really simple. They just sign in, select project, and start collecting the data using this form. Let's take a look at our layer. Yes, we can see the 2 points have already been delivered to our NextGIS Web, and I can take a look at them here. Yes, here are they. I can look at them on the map. I can open on the table. I can open them. I can see these photos immediately, all the attributes. Of course, I can connect these points on the QGIS. Yes, if I want. Here they are. If I will enable some base map, you will see. I can use these points on the web map, etc. So if you are administrator of some data collecting process, you can see in real time on the map the new points with photos, with attributes and control. This is a collecting process. So this system, we designed it for it to be like very easy for end users, for collectors. But as administrator, you should prepare it very carefully. You should design form. You should set up project, etc., etc., etc. But for your field workers, it's really simple. Okay, this is how collector works, and in general, that's it. The end of scenario, the very important idea behind our platform is that you are able to start work with it like very fast. All components are ready to work. For example, today we made a long journey. Yes, we had nothing on the start, but now we have like a web map published with many data sets underlying it. We have team of workers with permissions set up for this map. We have data collecting project. We have toolbox workflow connected to this to connect people from the other departments, etc. And you can also start working with our platform like in a very fast way, rapidly. And this is one of our ideas. But on the other hand, all components of our platform are very extensible. They have like complete API, and you can build your own web applications on the top of NextGIS Web. You can build special plugins for QGIS, etc., to customize your workflows for your business, for your processes. Last thing I want to mention, it's one of the latest integrations we have added to NextGIS Web is fire monitoring based on satellite data integration. So if you need to monitor fires in some area, we have solution for you now. You can connect fire monitoring to your web map. So you will have fire points automatically added and accumulated in layers inside your web map. And more than that, you can track changes and get notifications in Telegram or via email. So if you want to be able to react fast on some fires appeared on your locations, you could connect this integration and use it. It is included to premium subscription in general. And yes, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. My apologies for taking a little bit more time than I promised. I hope that it was interesting for you. So we will be happy to see you on all our resources. Please take part in our forum, join our Discord or Telegram, and track our events via our event site. And thanks a lot for your attention. It was a pleasure for me to be with you today. We still have as many time as you need to answer your questions if you have any, or to comment something, or to discuss anything you want. Um, I'm done. I'm done. Let me check chats. Thank you, Yannick, for your attention. Currently, I can't see any additional questions in YouTube or here. But if you have, I'll wait for several minutes. If you have something to ask, feel free. So if there are no any questions for now, I invite you to our communities and emails, what you find more appropriate and convenient for you, and please feel free to contact us. And then for today, that's it. Thank you very much, and see you all. Bye bye. Bye bye. Should stream and